Being part of the Red Arrows was a boyhood dream, but to be able to fly with the Red Arrows is something else.
Formation flying, particularly in the Red Arrows, is very different to any sort of flying you'll do on the front line.
Absolutely fantastic, dream come true really. It was quite a privilege to be allowed and be chosen to become part of an elite group of people.
The Red Arrows, one of the best aerobatic teams in the world. 9 fast jet frontline RAF pilots creating stunning displays. They roar into our skies, taking our breath away as they pass. As the team prepares for its daredevil display in Sunderland this year, we were given a rare look behind the scenes at their base at RAF Scampton in Lincolnshire.
So 12 o'clock, we are runway 22 at the moment, winds 170 at 7.
Before each display, the pilots, or the Reds as they're known due to their famous red suit, undergo a briefing.
So it's a little bit pushing us off, tiny bit right.
Red 1 Squadron Leader David Montenegro takes the team through the complex and challenging manoeuvres. The pilots can't be disturbed as they concentrate on the task ahead. This is known as being in the bubble. To be able to apply to join the Red Arrows, the pilots must have already clocked up at least 1,500 flying hours. That's around 6 years on the front line. These Hawk jets are almost 40 years old. They don't have computers. The pilots have to make split-second calculations during their performance. Any error could threaten lives. As the pilots prepare for takeoff, they're now completely focused on the display. They're in the bubble. They'll be travelling at more than 400 miles an hour, sometimes at just 6 feet apart. Birds flying high. One of the manoeuvres in this year's display is the carousel. It's particularly challenging for the pilots. They'll experience 6 times the force of gravity, which could lead to them blacking out. The pilots wear specialist survival equipment to help their bodies cope with the extreme conditions, including an oxygen mask and anti-G trousers to prevent blood rushing to their legs. Red 6 Flight Lieutenant Mark Lawson has a home in North Yorkshire and is synchro leader. He performs the thrilling opposition manoeuvres during the displays.
Yeah, I look forward to displaying at Sunderland. That was one of the first ones actually that my family, my wife's side of the family, that was one of the first ones they saw me display at actually. So that kind of holds a special place in my heart for that very reason as well. But the crowd's always huge and they always give us a good cheer on the radio as well.
It takes 120 people to keep the display pilots in the air. Every season, 10 of the best engineers are chosen to become part of the team, or the circus as they're known. Each member is allocated to a specific pilot and travels with them on flights between shows to service the aircraft. The circus fly in the back of these jets all around the world, making sure they're right for the next sortie. 3 of those highly prized positions are taken by engineers from our region. Graham McGregor-Smith from Concert, Marcus Ramsden from Stokesley and James Robinson from Whitley Bay. They are part of one of the best engineering teams in aerobatics and keep the whole show in the air. Marcus Ramsden is Circus 1.
It's just incredible. Words cannot describe how much pleasure and pride you have. And I can't wait coming up to Sunderland Air Show. I'll be flying over the northeast and you'll be so proud to see it from the air and see the public's reaction when we land at Newcastle Airport.
James, or Geordie as he's known, was a car mechanic on Scotswood Road in Newcastle. After 7 years fixing cars, he left to join the RAF, and this was his first posting after training.
It's a dream job really, it's unreal. Obviously you've got to work hard. There's a lot of hard work, but then obviously the rewards are amazing. Getting to fly around in the back of the Red Arrows is pretty awesome. Like I used to go and watch them when I was younger at Sunderland, and then never thought that one day I would actually end up here doing this. Just working here was good enough, never mind getting the position of a circus.
Graham is an experienced weapons technician and has completed 2 operational tours in Afghanistan. It's rare that the engineers are in the jets during a show. But Graham has been fortunate enough to be in the back while the pilot has been performing some of the thrilling manoeuvres.
We've been quite lucky, and a few of us have actually been allowed to sit in the back while they've been that close apart. It is a bit of a daunting experience, but the pilots are very, very experienced, very, very skilled, and they train endlessly all year round.
Most of the pilots stay with the Red Arrows for 3 years before moving on. The engineers, 5 years. But for now, this team is the public face of the Royal Air Force. The Red Arrows badge carries the French word éclat, meaning brilliance, the perfect word for these aerobatic aces. Julie Harrison, ITV News, RAF Scampton.